from ChinNature.com. This is Mok Chou Si. Today I would like to do a little video to talk about the design of this sword. This is the cold steel Jian sword. It's also called in Chinese, the design is called the Kun and Peng. Many people call this the carp Jian or carp Jian or something like that. Okay, it's actually called the Kun and Peng in Cantonese. The original design of this sword originates and is inspired by a famous philosopher textbook called Zhongji. And Zhongji is a very famous philosopher, and it's also well known as a Taoist as well. And so this sword here actually is about virtues. So why is it about virtues? Let me tell you the story about this sword. First of all, let me explain. Okay, here the pommel. Okay, you can see that the sword is very nicely crafted with these solid brass fittings. And the pommel here, you can see the fish, river, wave and water and stuff like that. And here the guard, you can see the cloud, and there's also a flying creature like a bird. And then here, and so on, you can see the water, fish. Here's the fish, and some more waves. Okay, like that. And here it's water as well. So why do you want a sword with fish and some birds and stuff like that? Okay, I'm not going to say the whole passage out in Chinese, but I'm going to explain the whole thing in a more human language that you can understand instead of just trying to translate it word by word. So, Zhongji is the philosopher, okay? So Zhongji wrote this book, and the book is about virtues. So, yeah, like philosophy back then is mostly about virtues because the society have a very high crime rate, and people don't understand why you should possess virtues. Just like in today's modern society, this also applies. Because you can see that many kids in school start to bully people, swear, and they get bad temper, stuff like that. So when they grow up, okay, they get fired up very easily and hot-headed, and somehow like they always get into argument, fight, and so on, and the society is going to get very bad. So that's not good. So that's why you need virtues. Anyway, so this story or book by Zhongji is saying that the first chapter, he started by going like this. He said that in the very dark north, there is a sea or water area, okay, and there's a big fish. So that fish, he named it Kun. Kun is a kind of fish, and if you see the character of Kun in Chinese, it's composed of the fish on the left side, and the right side is the character for a worm. And why does it call Kun? It's because he wants to emphasize that the fish is very long, like a worm, not like a fish. Like fish, it's like a fish. Okay, so it's a very long and big fish, and it's skinny as well, not fat. So it's called Kun. And this fish, okay, is very gigantic in size, and the fish later on transform, or somehow, like in the evolution thing, okay, it changed or transformed to a bird type of stuff, like an eagle. Okay, so he named that bird a Pang. Pang. It's composed of the left side. It's the word of Peng. Peng, as in like Peng Yao, like it's close or friendly, like close together. And the other side is bird. So this bird, okay, this bird, as he mentioned, is also very gigantic. And when the bird want to fly, the bird is like very get into a very fierce mode or something like that, and it just pops out the wing and it flies up the sky very, very quickly and very fiercely looking bird. So it's a big eagle actually, but then he say that it's a bird back then. And so Zhongji said that this bird, okay, when the bird opens up the wing in front of your view, you can see that the bird, it's like, whoa, like it's so gigantic. And he emphasized that the wings, when they spread out, it's very huge and enormous size. And he used a metaphor. He said that when the wings of this pang is spread and wide open out, and you look up the sky, it looks like as if the wings were the clouds, like curtains of clouds hanging down from the sky. It's like that kind of size. So it's like it covers up the whole view. It's like that kind of size, and it's huge. And you can see that if he referred to the curtain of cloud, that means the bird is actually very white in color and stuff like that, not black. So it's supposed to be a white, gigantic white eagle kind of thing. So he used this as a metaphor to relate to virtues and how you should possess virtues, saying that our capacity here, okay, in the mind, inside your guts, okay, you should be able to intake and withstand any kind of stress, abuse, or whatever impact that is coming to you. So instead of facing problems with your anger, you should be able to use your virtues to dissolve it and not use the force to fight back and bully and stuff like that. So he used this metaphor to say that even you possess, okay, huge power, or just like a sword, okay, here, you possess a very sharp and scary sword. It's lethal and it can kill people. But then if you possess this, okay, you're just like the kun, the fish in the sea. Is big, huge, powerful, but then it's concealed beneath the sea. It's not causing any attention or chaos or anything. It's just peacefully living by itself. But then when it's time for you to get famous, or when you're getting well known or stuff like that, people will then know how powerful you are because you flew up the sky and you spread the wings and show people how big your virtues is. So it's just like the sword, okay? When you conceal the sword inside the scabbard, people will think, oh, it's a nice sword, but they don't, like, it's not very fancy, and it's not like saying the best sword in the world, something like that, okay? It doesn't say that. It looks very simple, plain, urban, friendly kind of thing, and it just stay here like an ordinary sword. But when you pull it out, now the sword looks like that pang, the big eagle. It's very, wow, it's like very sharp, very powerful, lethal kind of weapon. So Zhongji is trying to say that by referring to Kun Peng, okay, one should possess virtue and not use the sharp blade or the physical power to deal with problems all the time. You should use virtues to deal with problems, and your power will be known, okay, when people actually see it, and you don't need to use it. So it's like when time comes, people will know you got stuff in you, but you don't need to always tell people that you're powerful, right? So just do your best, do your own thing, and people will know that what you got in you when the time comes. So basically that's the philosophy of Zhongji, talking about virtues. So enjoy, and if you got one of these swords, you know that the sword of virtues is teaching you not to be so aggressive and hot-tempered and stuff like that. So possess virtues and enjoy your cold steel Kun Peng game. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like. Bye-bye.